Hey, what's up, guys? Mike Patrick, and in this video, I want to talk about how the internet and the modern day has brought us together more than ever. Okay, guys, and how you are living in a different time and in a different space. Okay, now, um, to think about it, guys, like I was just thinking about how, if you think about it, people nowadays can live somewhere in the South, right? But they sound like they have the vernacular of somebody who lives in the Midwest, say Chicago or whatever. So if you think about hip hop right now, hip hop is heavily influenced. I don't even want to say right now it's in Chicago, but it's heavily. It got different. Like you got mainstream, and then you got like what people actually listen to. Then with the mainstream pushes and things like that. But right now, Chicago is a heavy influence on um, the so-called African American culture, okay? And to think about how, like, now you can have a guy that's from Alabama who sound like he's from Chicago. You know what I'm saying? You can have a guy from New York that sounds like he's from Chicago. You can have a guy from Chicago who sounds like he's from Atlanta. You know what I mean, or whatever. And that's because, guys, like no other time, we are being brought together through this internet. Like no other time, you are able to have an influence. And so, like I've said before in the past, like use your influence for positivity. You know what I mean? You got to be realistic and understand what people like. Like me, I like rap music. You know what I mean? But I keep it in perspective and things like that. So if I listen to certain rap music, I know not to take it too seriously, not to go perform the acts that they are doing. But it's good for like working out. You know what I mean? In times of aggression, when you need aggression, and when you do have a certain past and a certain background that you understand that may not be sustainable, may not be healthy, may not be the best thing for your people or society, it doesn't mean that you can't feed off of it in some kind of way, right? And how, and then tying in how we all influence each other now because times have changed where we can do that. 20 years ago, 25 years ago, 30 years ago, you couldn't do that. Somebody in Florida, you had to interact with somebody from Florida or go to Florida to know how Florida people acted or interacted. Um, Vice versa, New York, you know what I mean, depending on where you live, because I live in Virginia, and I grew up in Virginia where a lot of New York people happen to migrate to Virginia, so a lot of that does rub off and has rubbed off ever since I can remember, you know what I mean, but like no other time, um, all places across the country, you know what I mean, across the world can and interact with each other. How we've always been first, how our country's always been first and leading other countries, you know what I mean? What time other than now can you say that we've been able to have that effect on people any more stronger than the time that we're in now when you can be a friend on Facebook with somebody from Africa, okay, any African country or Asian country or things like that. So, guys, with that said, we want to be the best example for each other as we can be, okay, and and take things from culture that is good, that is uplifting, that does resonate, you know what I mean, and that is familiar, but to always keep it in perspective and to try to steer it and gear it towards the better of ourselves and our people and people in general. Okay, guys? Um, but like I said, and I want to address this because I do listen to um, what you would consider gangster music, rap music, hip hop, whatever, whatever. I watch certain things. Um, I don't watch that much TV, but maybe on the internet and things like that. And I do want to draw that distinguishment and draw that line for people who are able to look at certain things as entertainment and draw certain inspiration from things without taking it literally and without doing certain things and getting into certain acts, if that makes sense. But it's still a part of your culture and you still being real to yourself and your culture. You know what I mean? Alright guys, hopefully this was a helpful video. Hopefully this was a good video. Something that make you think about some of the things that you may like, some of the things you may naturally be into, that you may be true to, but we do got to look at how it affects our community and how it affects the world and how we can use it in a positive manner. Okay guys, peace.